I'm not sure the new guy was a fan of the Lynx.
No, it was a rough day for him.
I love it. Everybody who plays there for the first time, they're joking. Oh crap! You mean I only hit like a 6-iron on the tee box on the first hole? This is going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah. and you got. I mean, the problem is that those greens, if you got the wrong iron, you're just done.
Yeah. Well, that first green you got. So you got.
What's happening?
What's going on there, brother?
Time to wolf down some food. Potts is headed back to his house after going through the drive-through somewhere.
You guys don't want to sit here and watch me eat?
Oh, you eat away, baby.
So what's our subject matter today? Golf?
Golf. We're going to talk a little golf. A little bit about your pasta. Did you make that pasta yourself?
Oh, man. Mama takes care of me. Homemade pasta.
She picked that up at the OG?
Yeah. Oh, just old simple spaghetti meatball.
So how'd the Savastanos go last night? Did you guys
Sucked.
Close the place down?
We got beat. The pizza was good.
Man, did you see the score in the OU women's game?
No, did they win?
Oh God, no! It was like 60-25 at halftime.
Against us?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. I have not. I haven't looked at any of that.
It was bad.
This is always the best whenever Potts is going through a drive-through.
Boys.
Oh my God.
Having a gourmet meal, are you there, Brother Potts?
Do y'all ever eat slim chicken?
Not on purpose.
It is delicious.
Zeke out, they lost 108-64.
Oh, ouch.
I mean, almost got doubled up.
The women?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I thought they were supposed to be pretty decent.
They had a good season.
Yeah. Apparently Notre Dame was decenter.
No, they're a lot decenter.
Wow. I saw a Instagram post where Porter Mosier was rallying the troops to come watch the game, but I hadn't seen any news. I literally just walked in the door when you guys called.
And Matt Ryan has gone to the Colts. So now Baker Mayfield's preferred trade destination doesn't need him.
Has he officially been traded yet?
No.
But he has officially been benched, I guess.
Yeah.
Dude, being a benched quarterback with a big contract is not a bad job.
Yeah, no kidding. No.
What about the Texans? Who do they have?
I don't know.
I can't remember. Which is the problem. I can't remember.
Yeah.
If it was somebody good, I probably would remember.
Yeah.
It seems like they picked somebody up when they knew Watson was in all that trouble, but I don't remember who it was.
Oh, there we go. We need to get some light going. Yes.
Are you in your garage? Oh, you're driving.
No, I'm driving. Hell, I can't miss the call just because I got to eat.
That's dedication.
Did you send out an agenda, Pete?
No.
Okay.
I told him I was running a little late today.
All right, guys got to make a living.
I know. All right. So it'll be a little wing it, but I mean, I kind of make this up as I go along anyway.
Right.
I know, Seacats, you're surprised by this. You think this is a finely tuned machine.
I've listened to the podcast. You guys are professionals. I figured everything was scripted. We had guys in the background holding the mics on a big boom.
Well,
On the boom?
We're professionally edited.
Oh, there we go. That makes all the difference in the world.
Hey, Big Cat, I appreciate you stepping up and fulfilling your media obligation for the year.
You know, I can't let you guys have all the fun. I've been listening to you guys in awe, and now I could just go, oh.
Oh.
Dude, he's gonna be so hooked. You're gonna see him. Next time we call him up, he's gonna have like the full setup with the headphones and the drop mic, and he spent $1,000 on his
Have a
Paul,
sound.
I do want to give you kudos for your attendance record on the podcast during your reign as commissioner.
Yes.
I think the current commissioner has now missed more podcasts in his first 3 podcasts than you missed in your entire tenure.
I think that's probably a fair statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, but we're not looking for we don't want attendees who do not want to cherish the opportunity to speak about it.
Oh, it's a gift.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
He butted right up on recall election yesterday when I got that text that we weren't going to be able to play.
He and the tea time chair were both about to fucking get kicked out. Except the tea time chair is a lifetime appointment, so
Yeah,
you can't.
somebody else would have to do it.
What I love
somebody
though
else
is that he tried to roll up there and get a round in, a little practice round. That's why he was up there at 11 o'clock, and he got cock blocked.
Yeah.
The Brandon and Kamala show.
All right, let's get this thing started. In case you're wondering, anything you've said can and will be recorded for future prosperities and will be used against you.
In a court of law.
Yeah, in a court of law or public opinion.
I'm about to pull in my garage. If it hangs up on you, I'll call you back.
All right.
And I got a policeman here. Who's trying to
Are you podcasting and driving?
I really am. At least I was.
Hey, look, you just pull it over and say, "Here, I have my lawyer on the call."
Exactly.
Has shed blood for your right to remain.
I'm not going to call you a fucking lawyer. No, I got him right here, officer. Let's see if
the right to remain silent is the right we rarely choose to exercise.
Yeah.
Oh, we all have it, but we cannot exercise it.
Yeah.
What's that, Ron White? I know I've got the right to remain silent. I just don't have the ability.
I just don't have the ability. All right, if I hang up on you, I'm going to call you right back.
All right, man. Now you hung up on us. Yeah, you were successful, Potts. You hit 100% of the hang-ups you were going to do.
Very prophetic.
All right. Hey, what happens when you decide to take a stroll around Hades? I'll tell you what, you get a whole lot of red ass. That's what you get. Hey, we just finished our second tournament of the year, and it was at the corner. But before you hear about all the carnage that happened, let's see what suckers joined us today. We got a regular on. We got Joe.
Evening, everyone.
We got the ex-commish.
Hello, everybody. Coming in with food.
And we got special guest, longtime listener, first-time caller. We got the cat on the call.
Hey, Big Daddy.
All right. In case you're wondering, this will be the best episode ever. I'm pre-calling it. I can already see it. I can see it in the cat's eyes. He's got a lot to talk about. He's got a lot on his chest, and he's ready to get it off right onto you. All right, but before we get there, let's talk about the wilder world of golf. So, guys, completely forgot what I was going to talk about. Once again, that's why.
Why don't we have a script?
That's why you have some notes about what you're going to talk about. No, all right, I got 2 things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to get you guys' opinions to see if you watched it. First off, is, this last week before the tournament, I did a lot of YouTube, and what I watched is 2 great events from the 4-ball guys. Okay. First, any of you guys watch the Max Homa, my love interest? He played those guys. It's a 4-man scramble against him for 18 holes. Did any of you guys catch that?
I did watch that.
I will tell you, I think that's some of the most entertaining golf watching you can watch. Because you get
my life watched a scramble tournament.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is you get to see, especially these pros, kind of in a more relaxed setting, but you also get to see just how poor an amateur is
in comparison.
Like, I mean, we've all been there in a scramble where you're the fourth guy in the lineup and nobody else has put a ball in play.
Yeah, it does show you too, though, if you get 4 cracks at it, more times than not, somebody's going to hit one that you can play.
Yeah. I mean, at one time they had Max 4 down. What am I say? That's not how it ended.
Ball placement and ball selection.
That's it.
You don't always pick the furthest one.
There you go.
I've had that happen where we've picked one that, was just the furthest one, but, we gave up, we took the distance to give up a real clear shot to the green, and everybody hits the tree.
Yeah.
Well, and when you have Trent rolling in 40-foot putts,
yeah,
that's going to help your score too.
From off the green. So, and with that, do you guys have any great memories from a scramble you've played in? Because personally, I hate playing in a scramble. I feel like I play worse. I swing harder because I care less.
Well, I think all my experiences have been pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
I go into it with, I just go into it. I'm going to drink some beers at least. I'm going to swing hard, and I'm going to have a good time.
And usually it's how you get onto better courses at a charity scramble. So, they have that going for them. But I'm like you, Purcell. I don't really enjoy playing in them that much. I would much rather play in a shamble format, I think.
Yeah. I'll tell you the best one I can remember playing in that I think I had the most fun was actually with Hoffman, Mikkel, Barishnikov. We were out there at Bailey, and he called me up last minute, says, "Do you want to play?" And I was playing with him and 2 other guys that were far better than me, big, long hitters, kind of like the cat, just hit it, sailed it. So all I had to do was kind of get one out and play. I hit first, and then they could just go after it. All the pressure's gone. Because there's no point in me swinging hard because I'm going to be 50 yards behind those guys. But the difference is I'm going to be in the fairway.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the thing I've always enjoyed about scrambles is you have what each strength is. You get 4 guys with a different strength. You got your putter, you got your guy that's just absolute ice around the green and can chip and putt. And then you got the guys that are really good with their irons. And then, so if you get the guys that are just automatic, get a couple good balls out there, then the guys that have a little more distance can just let it go, let it fly, grip it and rip it. And every now and then you get lucky, but you're still alive. The way that whole thing develops, I've always had a lot of fun with scrambles.
I played in a 3-man last fall, and I was the one that Pete just described, the guy that would just find the fairway, knowing it was going to be 220, 225 maybe. And then we got another guy that I was playing with that I knew from college, and he's a really good golfer, and he would put it out there 275, 280, and then his flat belly son would get up there and put it out there 300. And I mean, every par 5 we were on it 2. And we wound up going 16 under, I think is what it was.
So now then, and I can also tell you about the worst experience I've ever had as a scramble is that this was last fall. Cause I'm a strong C or a weak B player on a scramble team. It's kind of my zone, right? I'm not an A player and I'm definitely not a D player, but I'm a strong C, weak B player. So the guy goes, all right, I need you guys to play with me. I got an A player. He is money. And he says, I'm strong too. He said, but we've got one that's a little weak. We got this girl's going to play with us. She's a little weak, but we'll be okay. We got, it's great. Well, last day, our A player drops out. We pull in another guy and I'm like, all right, whatever, we'll be okay. So we get out there, we go to the first tee and I hit my ball. And then I proceeded to watch 3 other people hit it about 1.5 feet cumulatively. So it was me and 3 other people. We got around there and about like hole 11, I get up there and she goes, don't you get nervous hitting on the drive all the time? Because, you're the last person and nobody else is in. I go, no, this is pretty much me just playing my ball normal. I'm pretty much just playing around here. You guys are kind of going around with me.
How'd you do?
Oh, it was a bogey max.
Oh, so you shot an 18 over?
Yeah. Luckily, I mean, I played about bogey golf, maybe a little better than that. So we were actually doing a little bit better, but it was not by much.
The key to the scrambles is buying as many mulligans as you can and use them on the green.
Yeah. Well, amazingly, when you're at the clubhouse and they're selling the mulligans, there's nobody in that line. But when you get to the green, everybody's just bought 20.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I bought a ton of those.
Take 30 putts at it. Yeah.
Oh, no, we need this. We got to have this one.
Yeah.
So who's got a mulligan left?
Oh, that wasn't a real mulligan because I talked in your swing. You retake that one.
Well, and the mulligans only count if they go in.
Absolutely.
You just keep trying until one of them goes in and then you're one down.
Hence potts minus 16.
No, I will tell you, the way that format was, it's a legit deal. I mean, it was for money. And the way they do that tournament, it's a 3-man scramble, but they put you with another team.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's no bullshit. You need to show proof of mulligan.
You have your little tickets in your pocket.
Yeah. No, it was legit.
Well, I think that's it. We do play our the one tournament. I don't mind playing a scramble in. That's what we play, a 2-man scramble, which I think is the best scramble format for the Colby Odd tournament every year. I think that's about as good as it gets as far as a scramble 2-man, because that still puts the pressure on you. Can't you just sit back? So, all right. Well, the only other thing is that I watched and I saw, but I didn't get to watch it. But Joe, you did. There was also a thing about Rory and your driver, and you had some great information on it. Can you share that with us? What did you learn? What did you learn and what did you take with you this week?
On the 4-play deal, they typically have a pro come on and they'll do one episode where he gives them swing tips or whatever, and then one episode where the pro gets one club and they play a hole against him with him only using one club. So this was Rory watching the 4-play guys hit drivers and then giving them tips. And so I'm laying in bed early Sunday morning before we head out to the corner, flipping through YouTube looking for golf tips, and I stumble across this. And he doesn't tell them to do anything with their swing for any of them. He lines up to a ball and he bends down and puts tees in the ground where his toes are. And then he tells them to get up and take his stance and hit the ball. And they all commented that, oh my God, it feels so much farther forward than where I play it, and my feet feel wider apart. But they all on their first swing gained probably at least 10 miles an hour in club head speed, and they hit the ball 30 or 40 yards further on their first shot. And what I figured out he was doing, by getting their feet wider, it moved his head a little further back from the ball, and gave him that tilt away from the ball so he could hit up on the ball. That was one of his big things. You have to hit up on the ball with the driver. It's a completely different swing than your iron swing. So I would have tried it at the driving range at the links, but I couldn't get a tee into that fucking mat next to the cart barn. So,
You mean the driving range?
yeah, I just had to roll it out right there on the first tee. And luckily, I mean, it really did help my driving yesterday. I was hitting the ball a lot higher than normal and, fairly straight and long for me anyway. I could almost hit my driver as far as CCAT hits his 5-iron, which was, that's
I don't
really
know.
pumping it out there for me.
You got a hold of one on number 2, and it just looked perfect. It was just a beautiful drive right down the middle. And then we get down there and realize it almost went in the water.
Yeah, if it hadn't gone into that little creek area, I think I might have got into the water yesterday. But
You might have a bad venue to increase the distance on your drives.
I would encourage everyone to go watch that though, because it's really a great lesson, and it's not about swing thoughts or any of that crap. It's just all about, the fundamentals we always talk about, kind of grip, stance, posture, all that stuff. When he got those guys lined up properly, like Lurch, he hit one over 300 yards, and his club head speed was above PGA Tour average speed. So, it was a really amazing difference it made in that one simple tip.
Yeah.
And all he did was put the ball forward on their left foot and widen their stance.
Yeah. Go watch it. And
right.
they stood a little further away from the ball, so there wasn't much angle from your arm, and the shaft. It was more a straight line from your left shoulder all the way down to the club head. Okay. He was talking about how that creates a lot longer arc, which helps you generate a lot more speed. So it's really interesting.
I'm gonna definitely tune into that.
Because Cat, that's what you need, more distance.
I think more distance, more straight distance.
So on that vein, what is a tip? What's the best or worst tip you guys have ever got? Like got off YouTube or something like that? What's either the best one that really changed your life or one that completely wrecked your life?
I got one recently.
Okay.
Off the tickety top, and I swear by it. I swear by it.
Which for the record, TikTok is your place to go get tips because they're less than a minute, and that's your attention span.
I'm in and out. and everyone, I would recommend pay attention to this one. On short putts, 2 to 3 feet, get a good firm grip. Don't take your normal putter grip that's kind of soft. Get a good firm grip and just take it back and hit the ball on the short ones.
So the opposite of the baby bird.
Yes. On the short ones, because you don't want your club head varying, like opening or closing. You just nice and firm, take it back right through.
There you go.
There you go.
That's
and
good.
I got that. I picked that one up. That was a month or so ago, but just on the short putts. So keeps your head straight.
Now, did that help you at the corner where you're putting on basically a Chinese checkered board?
Well, it didn't hurt. I don't know that I could actually mark down, hey, that one saved me there. But there's all kinds of other shit going on at the corner. So
I wish I would have had that strong grip on my putt on number 10 when Seacat and Hoffman were standing right over me on my 2-foot putt, going, oh God, what are we going to do when he misses this? And I damn near missed it.
If you had missed that, I may have just left the course. I may have just ran.
How about you, Kat? What's the best or worst tip you ever got?
It's hard to pin them all down, but the one that I actually have seen, I saw a little video clip, and I don't remember if it was on YouTube or those video clips you see on Facebook. I know it wasn't TikTok, but it was a woman who was being instructed by an older gentleman, and he was of British origin based on his accent. And they were in the sand trap talking about how to dig in with both feet. And he was referencing an older PGA Tour player. I want to say Gary Black, actually, how they dug in with both feet and then really placed the ball forward in the stance and then really get that weight forward as you're swinging through the club. I've tried that in some decent sand. Haven't had a chance to really play in some decent sand in a while. Had some decent sand. It worked, and it worked pretty well. And got out of the trap and actually got relatively close to hole.
Oh, there you go. So I will tell you the worst tip I've ever got from a thing, and it was online. I searched it out, and the bad thing is I'm still using it. It's the aim point system. It is the worst system ever. I don't think it's ever worked. I've never made a putt because of it, but I'm like, well, it's ugly and it sucks, but you know what? It's the only one I got.
What are you gonna do? Keep using it until you find a worse tip?
Yeah, that's kind of my goal. I mean, I can only go up. So if I get my putting to like the worst point, I'm starting at the bottom, baby.
That's funny.
Oh, all right. Well, and with that, you guys, what else is on your mind? Anything you want to get off your chest? Anything you've been thinking about? Anything that's in your heart you want to get out here and tell the people?
Well, I wouldn't mind getting you guys' take on the art of buying clubs. I am pulling the trigger. Before this season is over, I will have a new set of irons.
Oh, you're in the best place to hear it.
I've got some Mavericks. I'll sell you for $650.
I've been playing the same set of Ping I2s since the spring of 1991. Dad bought these for me when I graduated from OU, and I've had them reshafted and I've had them regripped, but they're the same clubs from pitching wedge through the 2-iron. And I've had some new drivers. I've had some new 3-woods. I'm in the market for new 3-wood, by the way. My 3-wood snapped off at me last season, and I still don't have a 3-wood, which has made me a lot better at my 2-iron. But I need to. I've been looking, and I've been looking at Ping again since that's what I've been playing. But I've just looked. There's so many options, and I've been Googling and not getting any good responses of what really makes your decision about which set of clubs to buy. Is it price point? Is it feel? Is there something about the heads are offset and I just can't find anything consistent that says, oh, follow this metric. Oh, it's this club. It's Titleist. It's Wilson. It's Callaway. Ping. I can't figure it out.
Well, first off, it's never Wilson.
right off the bat.
Yeah.
It's
not 73. We don't want the Wilson's Pro Staff blades. Okay.
Maybe a nice set of Dunlaps.
Yeah. If your driver, if you can get a whole new driver, 3-wood, and irons and putter and a bag all in one box, I would avoid those.
Gotcha.
So, okay, I'll ask one question and I'll let Joe ask the next one. Visually, what do you want to see in an iron? Do you care what you look down at?
Well, I thought no. And then in my searching, when I was looking at the Pings, the newest Pings are the I-59s. And I was reading some reviews and whatnot, and they were talking about how they're forgiving and all this. But this one guy said, they're a little expensive, but, I doubt I'm on my deathbed wishing I'd spent more time in the office. I wish I would spend more time on the course. And when I look down at these clubs, it just gives me confidence. And that made an impression on me.
Joe, you've bought a set or two of clubs. You probably have more input than anybody.
I would say if I was just starting from scratch now and was going to look for a new set of irons, I would go somewhere where you can actually hit them outside on the range, not just on a monitor. And that's why I was going to suggest that Ball Golf Center in Oklahoma City. I think the guy, didn't he used to be the golf coach at OU, Stan Ball, maybe? But they got, I think it's him and his brother. They have a driving range facility there in the middle of Oklahoma City. And they have like all the major brands and all the different shafts, you know, but you're actually hitting them outside off of grass so they can tell what the ball's really going to do. You know, you can go into Golf Galaxy, and I'm never sure I trust their, whatever their, what am I trying to say? Their simulator, you know. I always think those golf stores might juice those things up a little bit because you go in there and hit some in the net and you're like, oh, I'm smoking these. Then you go out and hit them on the range and they go 40 yards shorter. So that, I mean, that would be my advice. And then just like you said, I mean, just looking down at it, if it doesn't give you a good feeling that you can hit it right in the middle of the club face, don't get them.
Yeah. But like I went to La Fortune. La Fortune will let you take all theirs out on the range. So it costs you $4, but you can take any of their irons, and they have most of the newer irons out there that you can kind of hit around. I mean, that's not where I bought my irons, but I did go hit theirs like crazy. And then I went to Golf Galaxy because I got suckered into the Titleist line. Oh, baby, they're smooth. Yeah, I bought the new Titleist T200s.
I like and they talked about the MOI a lot when I was looking at different clubs, and the offset head on what Ping does, and then they put different weights in there to, I think it's increase the MOI. That's the is it moment of inertia? Yeah.
It's what gets the ball. I believe MOI is what brings it back in alignment if you kind of hit it off.
Yeah, exactly. It's if you tend to hit it on the toe, that'll open your club face up. If you tend to hit it on the heel or you know a misswing, then it'll close your club face. And a better MOI or a higher MOI makes it more forgiving in that the club doesn't shift its position if you don't hit it dead center.
I have a theory on that. Now, I think that the science of it and the physics is all sound, but I will say that getting a little larger, more forgiving club head, I don't think is the best thing for your golf swing, because you can get a little lazy and not have to hit the middle of the club face as often. So with this set I have now, I went the total opposite direction. Got a smaller club head with a lot narrower top line and a smaller, you know, sweet spot in the middle of the club. But if I make a good swing, I'll hit it in the middle of the face and it's a really good shot. But if I try to make a swing I'm not supposed to make, I don't get away with it. You know, that's one of the benefits of the new clubs is you can make a swing that you shouldn't make and still get away with it. But I don't like the idea of making swings I shouldn't be making. You know, I want to make my swing the way I'm supposed to make it and hit the ball the proper way.
Yeah. And I will tell you the biggest decision maker that made me pull the trigger is, it was simulator based, but I tried 3 or 4 different sets of irons. And what I looked for is not the one that got me the most distance, because I don't really care how far I hit my irons, because that's all going to adjust. What I went for is the one I hit the most consistent pattern, so that I had a little bit more distance control.
It's a good idea.
I could care less how far I hit my 5-iron or how far I hit my 7-iron, as long as I know how far I'm going to hit my 5-iron and I know how far I'm going to hit my 7-iron. As long as I can hit it straight and I know what the distance is, I can get around on a course like Satan's Corner.
Yeah. Because I went and I'd hit like the T300, which is Titleist's like mega juiced one. And I could hit the 7-iron about 185. to 190.
Wow.
And I could hit it 145.
But you got to know what the loft of that 7-iron is, because the loft of that 7-iron is probably closer to what a 6-iron and maybe even like a 5.5 iron was 5 years ago. That's why I wish on the bottom of the club all it has was the degrees of the face and not a number, because that's really deceiving.
So I hope we've clouded your judgment a whole lot.
Well, you've maybe created a trip to Oklahoma City.
I think that would be money well spent.
And if Maverick winds up being the answer, seriously, 650 and they're yours.
Yeah, he's going to need them 2 inches longer. And I'm going to say at least, here's the other big thing that I will say. And I think this is very important. I don't know that I believe this before, but you do need to get fit. You need to get fit for length and for your lie angle.
Did you do that on yours?
I did. Mine are actually 2 degrees upright.
Okay.
Because what was happening is I used to hit kind of a draw hook. And one of the reasons why is because the toe of the club was sitting off the ground whenever I swung. And I swinged it.
Flattened down.
Yeah. So get a little fitting. Hey, I bet you even your club, they'll let you go out there. They probably have some irons you can go hit around.
Oh, yeah. You can go out to the Oaks and hit stuff.
Yeah, I've got some out there. I'm literally just beginning the process, but I want to get them bought before this season's over with, and where this is the year I've decided I'm going to get new clubs. I've got to. It's 30 years is long enough.
Smart.
I think it's smart play. I'm 100% behind you, and nobody's not played better once they bought new clubs. It's always equipment. You can buy success.
It's the only thing holding Potts back right now is signing that check.
That's it.
Well, I need to test drive them. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But you're going to get the coolest nickname in the entire league when we start calling you Mav.
Oh.
You know, you've owned them for 2 months, and we don't call you that.
You'll show up with some aviators,
a bomber jacket
covered in sand from the volleyball court you just left.
Yes.
No shirt, just the jacket.
Nice sweaty sheen.
Oh. All right, that was good.
That gave me a.
Yeah, there was something else I was going to talk about, but I can't remember what it was. So I'll think about it, and it'll be there next week.
Hey, I've got the agenda from the last meeting. If you want me just to cue you up on the bullet points.
The bullet point. Yeah, I found that, but
okay, you got it too. Okay.
Yeah, we're kind of in the out of bounds. We're just kind of, whatever's left out there. Great comments from CCAT. This kind of open floor, open forum, talk to everybody. Unfortunately, we did not pick up another sponsor this week. So we're still going to keep pushing for our last week's sponsor, which we're calling, he's our marquee sponsor, Yaden Auto Sales. And Joe, can you go ahead and give us their tagline?
Crack-a-lack and you broke motherfuckers. Hey, I'm impressed. I was on his website, and they have a fine collection of Crown Vics and Mercury Marquise. And we all know those are the official cars of fuckery afoot.
Yeah.
So I think we may need a league vehicle out of this deal.
My favorite one's the one where he's trying to sell the police car. The old police car. He's like, look, it's got yellow lights. You dumb motherfuckers can't have red and blue. That'll put you in jail.
Not if you got CCAT riding shotgun.
Oh.
We will get, we'll make you Teflon. Nothing will stick.
That's it. Oh, So, all right, with that, we'll take a quick break here, and we'll be back in just a minute to recap round around the Satan's Corner. See how we all did, and I'm thinking some success stories are coming. We dominated that bitch, or did we? We'll be back.
No, we did not.
No,
Maybe a couple. I don't know.
See, Cap Milburn hadn't sent you his resignation letter yet, has he?
Oh, I think he's
Scott.
so. I'm gathering, and Scott's a good golfer. No disrespect to my boy, but I think maybe he's used to little foot wedge, little kind of fix it up. Let's improve the lie here. It's winter rules, sir.
Yeah.
And,
hey, you know what? That putt's good. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah,
you're good.
well, when you play down, I got to where I thought I was approaching should be like a 13 or 14 handicap, and then I got on this tour here, and man, I've been a solid 7. I don't think I've been below a 17. Might have dipped to a 16 at one point last year, but it's a different ball game when you're playing it down. Yeah, it's humbling.
And counting every stroke.
Oh yeah, humbling.
There's no foot wedges. There's it's difficult.
He was there, on the first tee box. And I don't think, he said, well, he'd played there like once 20 years ago or something. And you got a bunch of grown men standing on the tee box like a 290-yard par 4, and we're all just fucking shaking. And he's got like a 6-iron in his hand thinking, oh, how did I get hooked up with these idiots?
You know what? Play the course.
It's probably the best feeling you'll ever have at the corner, though, is the first time you've ever played it standing on the first tee. You've still got all your hopes about the rest of your life. Your manhood's intact, and the worst feeling is the walk back to your car in the parking lot.
Now the worst feeling is walking from number 1 green to number 2 tee box. Somebody grabs you quick.
Wondering if you have enough balls to make it to the round. Yeah, exactly. And by that I mean golf balls.
Oh yeah, because you're not carrying enough balls.
I quit pulling balls out of boxes and just started pulling them out of the bottom of my bag.
Oh hell!
That's how I started.
Shag bag.
I lost. I played the first hole really well, and then I turn around. About the first 4 holes, I was good hole, bad hole, good hole, bad hole, and then I lose 4 balls on 2 holes. Woo. I mean, just in a row, back-to-back holes. And one of the balls I lost, it wasn't in the open, it was in the rough, but it wasn't in the water. And it was somewhere I saw it down, and we just couldn't find it.
Yeah. I mean, there was no rough.
Right.
There was dirt.
Right.
Yeah.
And dead grass.
It's dormant.
Is that the proper terminology? Dormant?
I think it's dormant.
Yeah. That's a course we need to play in June or July.
Hey, one little piece of recommendation I'll give to you guys. Hole number 4, as you're coming up to that little pond before the green, there's a V indention. But before it goes off the ledge, if you're up that way, you'll see it. And it was kind of overgrown because they never mow in that little V. I pulled out 19 golf balls.
Oh my gosh.
Because I thought mine may have crawled down in that. So I started digging through it. 19 of them bastards.
So that lasted you 3 more holes.
Huh?
That lasted you 3 holes.
Yeah, I made it 3 more holes after that.
Oh man. Well, in case you're wondering, all that right there, it's going to be included. That's a great thing about this constant recording. If it's good, it stays in.
Yeah. Professional editor.
That's it. It's not, look, in case you're wondering, there is no off the record. I don't pull that off the record shit. It's
check your contract.
There's used and unused, but there is no off the record.
No.
Oh, I still got stuff on Joe. I'm planning on pulling out in about 3 years. Whenever he really pisses me off.
Oh boy.
All right. Well, let's talk. You're getting ready. We're really gonna break down a little bit. Go a little bit more in depth on Satan's Corner. The links on Memorial Golf and Athletic Club. It is quite an athletic club, if I do say so myself. It is our #1 walked event. Pushcart Mafia was way in effect. I mean, I think we had, how many push carts did we have? 10?
No. There were 16 that played.
Yeah. I rode yesterday.
You did?
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in you, Joe.
I bet there was only about 4 or 5.
Oh, maybe. Well,
yeah. But it's the easiest one to walk.
It is. It's a good walk.
Yeah.
It's not a bad walk. It is a Lindsay property. It is part of which I think is, in looking at, is a great idea. It's these golf course communities that are kind of built around, apartment complexes that have little golf courses in them. And it really is probably some of the newest golf courses have been built, especially in this area, in Oklahoma and Arkansas, and they're relatively affordable. They're somewhat playable, I say, because this one isn't playable at all, but I think some of the other ones are.
Yeah, I think some of the other ones.
This one's like how much water can we put on a hole? It's really cool to have a little water on a hole, kind of give some character. So if it's cool to have a little water, let's put a lot of water.
Well, there is one hole that you don't have to hit over water. It's just all down the side of the fairway.
Yeah. That would be the one that I hit just a little bit right.
Which one is that?
Number 5.
Oh,
yeah.
Because that one's so easy.
Yeah.
The elevation on the green is what, 80 feet from one side of the green to the other?
Yeah. I literally chipped to the top of that and just barely crested it, hit it perfect. And it just rolled completely down, had so much speed, it went through the sand trap into the water.
Oh, sheesh. Well, Phillips hit a really good shot into that, up on that top tier.
Yeah.
And it stuck.
Oh.
So he had to put that. We all thought, oh man, that's going to be good because it's got to come off there.
Yeah.
It didn't.
Yeah. Hoffman literally just touched his club to the ball. He had the chip. He almost went in the water, had to chip over the sand trap, was up on that upper shelf. And I mean, just touched I can't even say he hit it. He touched it, and it rolled off the green.
Yeah. So, and I believe it was, who was it last week that said the greens were fairly simple, flat, and didn't have much going on them?
That was Joe Gilbert, I believe.
I know it wasn't Joe Gilbert.
No, I think it was. I think he was yanking our chain.
It was subterfuge, but I told you guys the greens were perfect. They were, they were flat and smooth and were rolling perfectly. And they were twice as bad last weekend as what they were Sunday.
Dude, I literally thought I was playing on Chinese checkers.
Yeah. It was bumpy.
I don't know what they used to aerate those greens, but I think it was about the size of a hockey puck.
Yeah. They were 50 calibers.
Yeah.
You'd hit the ball, bounced around a lot like the football players on one of those electronic football tables where you never knew what direction to go.
I thought the best was somebody said it was like Plinko.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate.
I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of reading the green except for kind of general direction, but it was really just like, I'm going to hit it that way and hope it does something.
You could read it.
If it was uphill, you better hammer it.
Yeah, I don't know that this is probably the worst shape I've seen that. maybe is usually we play it as like a late season kind of add in. Probably needs to go back there in the calendar. I think we put it up here to say, hey, we didn't want to waste a good course on these kind of conditions because all the courses are going to be rough. But
well, then we might as well leave it there then. I mean, that course ain't going to get any shittier, you know?
I mean,
Well, it's not gonna be either.
I think it's a gym.
it's okay. What I do like about the course, and I legitimately like it, is that you can run out there at about 1 o'clock and you can play in about 3 hours on a normal day. You can get around there pretty quick walking. It's a quick little, little practice double loop. Not bad at all. That was not the case with our group yesterday.
It wasn't too bad, was it? Time,
Dude,
We were
what
doing
I said.
Good until the father-daughter group in front of us were practicing, like literally out in the fairway. She hits one, he throws another one down. She hits another one, he has a little training session, throws another one down. She hits her third ball, and we're standing back there going, okay. She bailed at about number 5, I think it was, but she was in front of us. We were the first group. It was me and Chambers and Joe and
Hoffman.
Hoffman. And I mean, yeah, it was like they were out there all by themselves. And we on the LP boxes for the first, it'd be 11, 12, 10, 11, 12. We waited a long time.
Oh, like I told I told Chuck, I said, look, I don't mind playing slow golf, and I do a little bit, but I can handle playing slow golf, and I can handle playing shitty golf. I cannot handle playing slow, shitty golf.
was that a little faux pas on your part, Schultz?
Yeah.
We got to start the story though with everybody putting their clubs and their coolers in their car, and then we get a text going, pump the brakes, everyone. There's a tournament at the links today. We don't know if we get to play or not.
Somebody was just about in trouble.
Yes. They had some sort of member tournament. I don't know if it was 2-man teams, but there were like 6 people in each group. I think it maybe was a 2-man scramble with three teams per group. But they played pretty fast. We weren't really waiting on them at all. Once they squeezed us in.
Yeah. No, that was the thing is I went to the guy and I'm like, hey, I think they're all through. Can we go? And he said no. Apparently he did not want us rolling up on him. He didn't want us putting pressure on him.
Well, he was having a rough day because I went in and said, I'm gonna play 18 and I'm gonna ride. And he said, okay, $37. And I was like, well, fuck, I'm not paying for both of us. Like, we've raised our prices. I'm like, no shit. Used to be we could go play 9 holes for like $7.
Yeah.
It's not the bargain it once was. That's for
well,
sure.
that is an aftermath or a byproduct, if you will, of COVID. The hell there for a while they were the only damn course open.
Yeah.
And that's when they raised their prices.
Yeah.
I mean, can't fault them for that. Hell, I wouldn't mind them going back down.
But I will say this though, still the only place in town, especially on a golf course, you can get 2 Gatorades and a candy bar for $5.
And you don't need a tee time.
Yeah.
And they've got ball washers now that I can't reach.
Yeah.
You need to rig your push cart up with a little step stool.
So I can wash my nuts. I mean, my balls.
Yeah. Oh. So weather-wise,
will slip off his stool and be hanging by his sack.
Oh, and in local news,
Okay, we got Joe. Joe tickled him.
Sorry.
Look. Local man loses ball in tragic ball watching accident.
That is some vivid imagery.
Back to you, Susan.
Oh, that was almost as funny as the quant.
No, no.
Oh, all right. So weather-wise, we had great weather. First day we had what 75 degrees. Everybody's shorts, t-shirts. Great weather. So the weather was not a problem. We did get a little wind, dust up, but nothing out of the ordinary. Good Oklahoma day to play some golf. So that was not our excuse. Take that one off the table. So, did we have any train wreck holes?
Fuck, everybody did. Jeez, we need to start flip the script on that one. Who did not have a train wreck?
Yeah.
I think
I heard. I did not personally have one, but I got close. Somebody had a 12.
I was just getting ready to say, my memory, which is a little shaky about number 18,
Sure.
it was that Schulte carded a 12 on number 18.
Yeah, and I think Charlie had. I think the commish had a 12.
Yeah. I was there.
Yeah.
He had a 12 on 10.
Okay.
Now the bad thing is he hit a fabulous little, heavenwood to about 80 yards.
Well, that's a good number.
So it took him one shot to get 210 yards and 11 more to get the next 98 or 89 yards.
Man. Boy, that is the shitty part of the corner. You know it? Man.
I'm not sure how many he put in the water, but as soon as he got a hold of one, he put it into the apartments.
We've all
that
been
first shot that's a bitch. I mean, because that ground's so wet, the club just wants to dig in like a shovel. You hit one, take a full swing, catch it fat, it lands right in the middle of the pond.
And I think that green is really, I mean, it describes the current corner perfectly because, in concept, it's not hard. It's about 185 yard shot and another 100-yard shot. Okay. Yeah. Nice and simple. The problem is the green is only about, 10 yards wide, 10 yards deep. And if you go long 6 inches, there's nothing to stop it from going through the fence.
And if you go short 2 feet,
yeah, you're in
there's
the
nothing
water.
to stop to go back in the water.
Yes.
Right.
I say 2 feet. You have about what? It's about maybe 4 feet. If you're short of the green 4 feet, it's probably coming back in the water. Sometimes it may hang up, but by the way, there's water on the left as well.
There is?
Yeah, doesn't the water loop around a little bit?
Yeah, it does.
Around the green. Yeah. It's got water on 2 sides and out of bounds on 2 sides.
and nothing.
Yeah.
Like in the PGA, they've always put like a nice little skirt of big fluffy grass to stop everything from rolling into the bad stuff.
Yeah.
None of that.
No.
In fact, I think they kind of grind it down to get a good kind of rolling path.
Oh yeah, make it nice and slick. And then after you take that enema, then you go to the next one, which is even shittier.
Yeah.
It's every bit as bad a condition, except it's longer, the water's bigger, and the green is sideways.
With a giant bunker covering 2/3 of the front of the green.
Exactly. Yeah, so
long enough to get over to the left so that you have a clear shot at the green. But if you get over the hill with enough velocity, it's downhill all the way to the water.
Oh yeah, there's no stop.
Yeah. again, it's shaped, and packed down. So,
well, especially from the back tees, once you scoot back, because that's the one but that's probably one of the biggest differentials between the white tees, because we played white then blue, so it gives a little bit of variety in the holes. But that, I mean, how far is the distance between those two? I mean, it's 30 yards
50 or 60 yards, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big enough difference that I can hit a 4-iron from the whites, and I think I aired a driver into the water from the blues. It was a fabulous shot, but I'm going to go ahead and say that I aired it into the water because I hit it and I know I clipped the tree. And for some reason, the guys I hit into, when I got down there, my ball wasn't there anymore. I'm not sure who was in front of us, but I think I might have hit into him more than once. It's a blind shot though. It wasn't on purpose. So yeah, I think we had a lot of train holes. We'd had some. I mean, I know I had 2 holes where I lost multiple balls on the same hole.
Yeah.
You know? and you're not going to, what?
I said, it happens out there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not. So with that, we kind of gone through here. We've talked about it a little bit, but real quick, let's go ahead and get what is our favorite hole and what is our least favorite. Pick a favorite or a least favorite. We're going to highlight one hole here each. Robert, why don't you go with us? Why don't you start us?
Okay, favorite hole. I guess at Forest Ridge, it's number. Guess it's not at that motherfucker we played yesterday.
Yeah.
I think my favorite hole out there, it's really, really difficult. But I think you got to give some respect to that little bitty apartment community, and it has a full island green. Number 7.
Yes.
I mean, there's just not a lot of places on earth you see a full island green that just has a walking path on the backside up to it. So I'd say that's my favorite just because it's pretty unique.
Yeah.
And then my least favorite would probably be, well, number 2, probably. It gives me the most fits.
Number 2. All right, Kat, how about you? Either a favorite or a least favorite or one of each, however you want to play it.
I'm picking number 1 as my favorite just because I part it both times around as no in. But it fit my 5-iron. I put my 5-iron right out in the middle, and then my second shot I got on the green both times, and it made it for an easy hole when you do it like that. And then my least favorite, I'm trying to remember which hole number it was. It was around by number 7, and I actually might have been while we were on the number 7 green. Really didn't have anything to do with the golf. It had to do with the residence. That's when the kid was screaming at the top of his
yeah.
And so some people of what we would call a low socioeconomic stature were chasing said kid around, and they were yelling, "Call grandmother, call grandmother." I was waiting for sirens.
They never did catch the kid either.
Was the kid needing a lawyer? Kat, did you give me a card?
One parent's running, I'm assuming a parent. The other one's got this squall and screaming at the top of her lungs. It was a girl. It looked like 3 or 4 years old by the hand walking. And one's on a cell phone, and they're yelling to someone else to call grandmother. And I'm wondering what the hell. I'm waiting for gunshots.
Now were they walking down the street?
No, they were behind the fence, kind of walking from apartment building to apartment building.
Like that sidewalk in front of the apartments, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, now, did you guys hear what sounded like gunfire?
Yes. Yes.
I was about to hit the deck.
And it wasn't just one.
No, it was like boom, boom, boom. I was like, I thought K Dub was going to have some flashbacks. I was a little worried.
Man, I don't know what it was, but yes, we all heard it. It was on that hole number 4, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
I don't recall that.
We were, you guys were behind us, so we may have gotten past all that.
Oh, dude, it went off. I mean, I think it was a car backfiring, but I've never heard one backfire 3 times in rapid succession.
Yeah.
Talk about calling in an ambulance and and some sirens. I was waiting.
Yep.
All right, Joe, what do you got?
I'll go with number 5 for my favorite. And the one that gives me as much trouble as anything out there is a 4th hole for some reason.
Yeah.
I always get a funky lie, kind of where those mounds are.
Yeah.
And yeah, it seems like my second shot, I never get a clean shot off on that one for some reason.
Well, and especially yesterday, they got the water, the big pond that runs up the left side and out of bounds on the right, and the wind was hard off the left. So really, to wind up in the fairway, you almost had to take it over the water and hope it comes back. So
yeah, that wind on that hole especially, I clubbed up every time approaching that green because that wind did knock down your shot pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 4 is definitely another one where it's the other one where you get up past it and you're going through the fence and watching your ball go down the street.
Oh, yeah. There's water short.
Yeah.
So can't do that.
Okay. You guys are going to think I'm crazy.
Not any more than normal.
Hey, but probably my favorite hole out there is 9.
Mm.
And I would say most people, it's their least favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is it is the only hole out there that I legitimately hit a driver on.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel so much better when I start a hole off getting a driver.
Well, plus you like to turn the ball right to left, and that sets up good for that hole.
Yeah, I can hit it up there, get up there, and pretty much all the time. I mean, I can control the face of the driver pretty easy. Can get it up there both times, hit. Now the second shot, you never know what's going to happen. First one I'm sitting on just deadpan and put it in the water. That was on me. Yeah. My bad. Yeah. My bad. Not the hole's fault. In fact, there wasn't any grass was the hole's fault, but and the second time I hit it long, I hit a lot of shot long yesterday. Distance control was not my friend, but hey, I just like that hole. I think as far as closing, that is a tough challenge. You've got to hit good shots in order to make anything happen. And it's another one of those greens where the pin placement can just kill you, especially if it's up top or like yesterday where it was essentially on the what I'm going to say, the thong of the green, because it had 2 big old dumps on both sides of it. And it was sitting on this nice little skinny patch of hair.
I'll give a quick little props to one of my playing partners, Philly, who birdied that hole. On when it was number 9.
Go Philly.
And it was a tap-in birdie. I mean, actually, it was a gimme birdie. He was about 4 inches away.
Wow.
Yeah, he had a really good drive that came down the hill a little bit. And then I think he said he threw, I think it was a pitching wedge. Might have been something else. It's 4 inches when we got up there. So not a lot of birdies on that hole.
No, not a lot of birdies all day.
Yeah.
So, well, I didn't do as bad as I thought. All right. I'm looking at the scores now, looking at the Grant. Love the Grant. Got lots of information on there. I did find out what I love is I told my playing partners as I roll up to the 18th tee box. I said, look, if I can get this in 2 on this par 4, I can shoot 100. I got a goal, baby. I did not, but
Well,
you got to have a goal. But one thing is, and I think we talked about it a little bit earlier, but I want to point out once again, we had a newbie. Yeah, we had two newbies, but Fuller's kind of been around the block a little bit. We really have one true newbie. Okay.
Sure.
Fuller went out last year and got pre-inaugurated at the Kinderhook.
He was a spring pledge.
Yeah, he's spring pledge. But our boy Scotty had a rough day.
Low handicap guy.
Low handicap. This guy is money. He's like a 7-8. The guy's a ball striker.
He's a hell of a ball striker.
Oh, dude, the guy.
He can absolute running ton.
Yeah.
and he's accurate. I personally witnessed his hole-in-one out at the La Fortune par 3 2 years ago.
Apparently, go ahead.
No, I was just going to comment on when his drinking problem, or he quit drinking, happened.
He had a little bit of a rough time, and is very, about every time somebody new comes out of the corner, it happens.
Yeah. We try to tell everybody, get ready.
Yeah. So look, I can't say much because I legitimately only beat two people. No, Potts, you kicked my butt. I'm a man enough to say it. I came in as strong, third from last, but I did kick newbie and 2 gloves. Boom.
Oh, nice.
He might have won the week before, but bam, I stuck it to him this week. You gotta look for those small victories when you're playing like that.
2 gloves went full circle at the corner.
Yeah. Oh, this is one of those where my efforts to try to get my handicap down is really working against me. When you don't play to your handicap, you don't have a lot of shot.
Oh.
But, and one of the reasons we do have the cat on the call today is because of his success at the corner. Now, unfortunately, third place was Mikkel. Last time's winner, came in strong. Barishnikov is starting to love the corner. He's got a hole-in-one out there. He's got a lot of good vibes. He comes out there strong. He dresses like a, what I love about Hoffman, every time he comes out there, he dresses like he's going to the country club. Like he's dressing to impress. But dude, he's like on 3rd Street picking up hookers. It's just not. He's not dressed for the venue.
No.
But the guy always looks good.
Dress for the course you want to be playing, not the one you are playing.
That's it. But he came in strong with a net 77 for 3rd place. In 2nd place, with a net 74, strong is our own C-Cat.
Ah, the cat.
Baby, it's the 5-iron. I'm going to play around with nothing but my 5-iron and a putter.
Might as well.
After the first 5 holes, we just about went back to the clubhouse. It's like nobody's catching C-Cat today. He came out of the gates hot.
And then I managed to plunk him in the water and revert back to my normal old game.
Yeah.
Hey.
Getting a good start helped. So congratulations, Cat.
Thank you.
That was strong, but not to be dissuaded. Our champion for the corner for Satan's corner this year is our own Professor Joe.
Home course.
It's my home course.
Yeah.
I would be disappointed if it were otherwise.
I mean,
I think-
Joe, you are coming out strong this year. I mean, you're taking a sizable lead early in the season.
That's the problem early in the season.
It is the problem.
At our age, we got to get out of the chute quick because we don't
That's
last.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
I mean, is this your year, Joe? I mean, you've worked hard to get your handicap up. I mean,
I know it looks like that, doesn't it?
you're the only guy I know who practices that much, and somehow your handicap magically goes up by 4 strokes year on year.
No, I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be, I mean, it went down a point after yesterday. So,
Uh-oh.
yeah, it's almost not going to work out. I would guess. But it worked out yesterday. You know what my secret was? I used Pro V1s on every hole.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I said, hey, I'm going to give you my best. If you take it away, that's your business. But Satan smiled upon me. I hate to say it that way, but
Oh, that might have been what got me, because I think I went straight for the velocities. The ball I said I'd never play again.
I had nothing but pinnacles and top flights in my bag.
Dude, I looked over and Chuck is hitting a pro staff for about 4 holes. I mean, do they even make those anymore?
Not since circa 1997.
Yeah.
Now, how about Chuck's attire? As long as we're going to be talking about attire, that was he broke out the orange, and I'll give him that. That's his school, but it was a full-on T-shirt, no collar.
Oh,
That was a red T-shirt, by the way.
Yeah, he was red. I had on the orange.
okay.
Oh, I thought.
It was a T-shirt.
Yeah. Like, I dress for the place I'm playing, not for where I want to play.
There you go.
Hence why I've never been invited to the Oaks.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Buy you a crimson golf shirt and invite you out.
Oh, that's real nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It legitimately, I did play in 2 member guests out at the Oaks. Great course. Excellent member guests. They do it right out there.
Yeah.
I might actually wear it if you bought me a red one. I do have one other red shirt in my closet.
They've got a member guest coming up. I guess I need to start throwing bids out there.
Oh, you do. It's a legitimate payout, but you can win some money there.
There are some good golfers there. There is a guy that plays out there that I went to high school with, and this is a true story. My cousin and I taught him how to play golf. He and his brother, his whole family moved in from Alaska, and he'd never been on a golf course. We lived in Indian Springs. And we took him out on a golf course for the very first time, played a couple of rounds, and he took to it like a fish to water. And his name's Brad Watts. He went on, he graduated Broken Arrow in 1982, and I think it was 81 and 82, he was the amateur state champion in Broken Arrow. The guy became a scratch golfer. And, my cousin and I were busy doing a lot of other things, but we just introduced him to the game, and he just fell in love with it. And Brad plays out there, but I can't get involved in those games because they do have some money games out there.
Yeah, you want to stay away from that. I would go more for the club specials and less for the money games out there.
I'm all about the club specials. That's my
And disgruntled cart girls on their last day at work.
That's right. We've seen that.
Oh, well, it's time for us to make our big picks for next week. Next week, we're playing South Lakes. We take you down low. Now we build you back up. It's kind of like you're in boot camp. We're going to beat you down at Satan's Corner. Then we're going to build you back up and make you feel good about yourself at the little South Lake. So it's time for us to make our picks, make our Western Sun picks of the week. Winner gets a nice cold Western Sun if we ever start making them again, if they ever start making them and selling them again. There's a Chuck would get the first pick this week, but apparently he had to take the week off for personal reasons. He pulled his quant, couldn't make it on the show, but that's all right. Second place, let's see here. We're gonna have to go with a man. Our picks suck.
Nobody gets to pick.
I think it's Joe with Hoffman gets the next pick.
I'm gonna take Mike Phillips.
Phillips. What makes you think Philly's got a chance?
I think he's due. He'll string enough holes together out there, and with his handicap, he'll be right in the mix. I mean, he was. I think he actually ended up fourth this week, right? Because he adjusted his scorecard this morning.
He did.
But yeah, I mean, he's right where he needs to be to go to South Lakes.
There were a lot of late changes to scorecards. I'm not sure what was going on out there. If people were having flashbacks and remembering things that didn't happen.
Well, we know it wasn't the drinking.
Yeah, we had no Linda moments. This was not a high Linda week.
I had one when I walked in my front door.
Hey, you say that. I don't know how many beers I took, but I know how none I came home with.
Yeah.
Shit. When we made the turn, I really had to get to thinking about this. When we made the turn and we were standing on number 10 tee box, I cracked a beer and it was empty when I walked off the green. It's like, shit, so I'm going through one a hole? Yes,
I looked at my watch and said, I got shit to do. I got to get away from these alcoholics. And I thought I was fine. And I walked in the front door and it was like my tongue swelled up to 4 or 5 times its normal size. And I couldn't speak. And I got the look.
Yeah.
The look. Well, I've actually made it home with a beer.
Huh. All right.
So I had some help too.
Did I? No, it was, who else did I start drinking? No, I had to dip into, God, who was in my playing group?
Well, just for the record, this is the only BYOB course that it is required to BYOB.
Yeah.
No sales on course.
Oh, Doc Fields. I wound up having to hit his cooler because I was out. And I went.
Guys want to see something funny? You should see Conley Phipps' face when you tell him they don't sell beer at the golf course when he shows up with like 4 in his cooler. He thought we were screwing with him.
Is that why you boycotted this round?
It may be. It may be.
Oh,
Good to see he's back in this week.
all right. C-Cat, I'm going to let you with your second place finish. You get the second pick.
I am going to go with Scott Milburn, the newbie. I think he's found. I've played with him multiple times, many times out at South Lakes. He's familiar with the course. He's got the game. It's short. It's open. There's not nearly as much water. I feel like between South Lake and Fortune, those are the 2 courses I think he plays most often. I think he rebounds. I think he saves face.
He's going to have to bring it with that handicap.
Man, he's got a hell of a good handicap right now. And I don't mean good on the high side.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to have to shoot a legitimate 60. And I don't mean net.
That's my pick. It might be a dark horse pick, but I think he's going to, if he doesn't win it, he's going to at least be in the running.
What I love, C-Cat, is your commitment to the guy you brought. You are going to ride and die him, baby.
I'm going to stick with him.
Going to ride that horse. All right, Potts, what you got?
You know, I'm going to come a little bit out of left field. This guy's got a good handicap for the league. He's won on tour before. He's coming off of a break. Guy McCune.
Ooh.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Pretty strong pick right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've kind of gone back and forth on him. Guy is one of those guys I feel like should play a lot better, and I don't know if he's a drinker with a golf problem or a golfer with a drinking problem.
It's
Got-
just be a
Of course, I'm definitely
drinking problem with a golf problem.
Yeah.
You can have both.
Talk about two gloves coming full circle. Potts just came full circle by picking Guy McCune. Because at the first meeting, he wanted Guy McCune banished from every golf course in Oklahoma because he didn't answer the wrong number of phone calls.
Yeah, that guy wanted in the league and wouldn't even answer our text.
Son of a bitch.
I can-
Talk to him again.
Oh,
Now he's on the McCune bandwagon.
Yeah.
look, now you want to talk about dark horses? I've got the ultimate backdoor specialist. I'm taking you, Potsy.
Oh, you're a freaking fool.
Oh,
You're
high
right.
handicap, open course,
You're
and
a
when he gets it
fool.
flowing, it's going to be smooth.
I
He's
appreciate
got
your
irons in the
confidence.
bag.
You're a fool.
Oh,
But all
new
right, I'll
irons.
take
This is a new iron round. I love
No,
it.
I'm not hitting the new irons.
Look,
I'm test driving them.
look. Okay, I'll tell you what. I want to be in your cart, dude. I'm going to talk you through this round.
Hey, I don't make the picks.
That's what you need as a caddy. Your problem is your caddy sucks. I don't know who your
My
caddy was
caddy
last
does.
week.
My caddy does suck. Me.
Yeah.
My caddy was Hoffman this week. On the 14th hole, he goes, "Oh, there's a new leader. You want to know who it is?" I was like, "You son of a bitch."
Hey,
in
Look-
case of hips.
yeah, I'm not gonna say that I didn't, after my round had blown up to about on 6, I started looking at the leaderboard. Don't ever look at it if I'm playing good, but if I'm playing bad, what the heck? It can't get any worse.
Doesn't matter at that point.
And I look up and I say, "Oh, Schultz, did you know you're in the lead?"
Jeez. What a dick
Oh, what a
move.
dick move.
God.
Do you guys look at the leaderboard ever when you're playing? I never do look at it. And it's
No.
not because I'm avoiding it. I just don't ever think to check it.
If I do, it's usually like about 15, 16, 7, just,
That's exactly me. That's if they're at the end, 14, 15, something like that, I might take a peek at it.
Yeah.
I'm rare in the running. I'm just curious as to who is up there.
yeah, maybe I should.
I'm
Maybe
a
that's what I
turn.
need.
I usually look at it at the turn.
Yeah, you got a little bit more time. And so, all right, P, I think you're foolish, but all right.
I like my picks. I think they're that's one of my qualities. I'm coming out not a guy normally, not a horse I'd rather pull out of the stable,
Mhm.
but I think he's got a little legs underneath him.
All right.
All right. Well, with that, I think we are going to wrap this up. We have talked for way more than we ever thought we wanted to, but not as much as we could have.
Good company.
So next time, as we always say, try to suck a little less, and we'll see you next week. All right.
Out.
With that, we're out.